So in these last examples, they're going to go backwards. They're going to give you the answers, and you're going to come up with the equation. This is how it works. In number 1, you'll notice that they talk about intercepts of 5 and negative 6. What that's telling me is that I have x equals 5 and x equals negative 6. Those are my answers. What you're going to do is you're going to move everything over so that it's equal to 0. So I'm going to rewrite that as x minus 5 equals 0 on the left, and x plus 6 equals 0 on the right. Or in other words, look, in the blue, if I would have shoved in the 5, I would have got a 0. In the second blue, if I would have shoved in negative 6, I would have got a 0. Why are we doing this? Well, we're doing this because you may not know it, but this stuff and this stuff are factors. So that x minus 5 and x plus 6, I'm going to write like this. X minus 5 and x plus 6. Because what's happening is I know that the red 5 makes the first parenthesis 0, and the negative 6, the red negative 6, made the second parenthesis 0. So I'm going backwards. And now all I have to do to find my equation is FOIL out the blue parentheses. So if I FOIL out that stuff, I get x squared, because x times x is x squared. The outers give me 6x. The inners give me negative 5x, for a grand total of positive 1x. And negative 5 times positive 6 is negative 30. And this is my equation. Number 2 is the same thing as number 1, just more involved because now there's going to be 3 answers. So I start off in this one with x equals 3, x equals negative 1, x equals 4. If I rewrite those with equal to zeros, I will see x minus 3 equals 0, x plus 1 equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0. And again, the reason that you're talking about that is because all 3 of these things are going to be your factors. So when I rewrite them in their factored form, I will get x minus 3 times x plus 1 times x minus 4 will be my function. And now all I have to do is FOIL that stuff out, which is kind of a pain. As I FOIL it out, I'm only going to take care of a couple at the same time because otherwise I just get lost. So I'm going to look at the first 2 parentheses and I'm going to FOIL those out. As I FOIL those 2 out, I'm going to have x times x, which is x squared. I'm going to have negative 3x from the inners, positive 1x from the outers. That's a total of negative 2x. And then I'm going to have negative 3 times positive 1, which is negative 3. So this was my highlighted orange stuff. Don't forget that you still have your x minus 4, and this is still your function. So as I'm distributing now, after I found my foiling of the first 2 parentheses, I'm going to take my x and I'm going to multiply it by each thing inside the orange parentheses. So if I take x times x squared, I get x, let me use a different color, sorry. I'm going to use purple. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times negative 2x is negative 2x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. That was doing this. And then I'm also going to take that negative 4 and do the same thing. So I'm going to take the negative 4 times the x squared, which is negative 4x squared. I'm going to take the negative 4 times the 2x, which is negative, which is positive 8x. I'm going to take the negative 4 times the negative 3, which is positive 12. so that when I get done and I combine all these things, that's my final answer. And so when I get done and I combine them all, I get x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x plus 12 is my function. Long process. One extra step compared to the previous one. All right, I think that's enough. We're going to skip number 3. You can just cross that one off. We're not going to do it. I think you've had more than enough for today. If you have questions about number 3, if you run into something like that in your homework today, feel free to ask. Thanks for being a great audience.